English podcast
by Speak English with Grace.
Stephen, I have to tell you, before we even pressed record today, I was having a full-blown argument with myself in the mirror about which earrings to wear. Is that the first sign of losing it, or am I just getting ready for today's topic?
Honestly, Mona, if talking to yourself is a sign of losing it, then every high-performing athlete and CEO I know is in serious trouble. I was doing the same thing this morning, narrating my coffee making like I'm the star of a movie.
Well, it's good to know I'm in good company. Welcome back, everyone, to the Hop English podcast. I'm your host, Mona. And as you just heard, the energetic Stephen is here with us today.
Hello, world!
Before we dive into the voices in our heads, let's do a quick level check. This episode is tailor-made for our B1 intermediate learners. If you can handle a daily conversation but feel like you're hitting a wall when it comes to describing your deep inner world or your professional identity, you are exactly where you need to be.
That's right. We're moving past hello, how are you, and into who am I territory.
But before we start, I need to ask a huge favor of you. Yes, you, listening right now. Go ahead and hit that comment button. But here's the kicker. Don't just do it for our algorithm. Research actually shows that when you share your thoughts and connect with a community, it physically lowers your cortisol. That's the stress hormone. So think of leaving a comment as a literal workout for your emotional health. Tell us where you're from. We want this English learning family to be the healthiest one on the internet.
A workout for the heart. I love that. Now, Mona, let's identify the big problem. Why is it that we can talk about the weather for 20 minutes without any problem, but the second someone says, "Tell me about yourself," our brains just shut down? It's like we've suddenly forgotten our own life story.
It's the ultimate pain point, Stephen. Whether it's a job interview, an Instagram bio, or a first date, describing ourselves is the hardest task in the world. Today, we're going to fix that. We're breaking down what researchers call the dialogic mind. We'll look at how we talk to ourselves, how we build our self-concept, and how to turn those messy inner thoughts into a clear, confident message for the world.
The dialogic mind. It sounds like something out of a science fiction movie.
It does!
But here is the fascinating part. It's actually the most natural thing in the world.
Exactly. Let's start with the structural breakdown. What exactly is self-talk? Scientifically, it's just verbalizations directed at the self. You can do it out loud, that's called private speech, or silently in your head. That's inner speech.
So, Stephen, don't burn the toast, is self-talk.
Precisely. But experts distinguish between two main kinds, organic and strategic. Organic self-talk is the natural weather of your mind. It can be spontaneous, like when you think, "I love these clouds." Or it can be goal-directed, like when you tell yourself, "Okay, focus on the road now."
I get it. Organic is what happens to us. But what about strategic? That sounds like something we can use as a tool.
You've got it. Strategic self-talk is when you use predetermined cue words to help you perform. An athlete might say power before a jump. For English learners, a strategic cue might be relax or speak slowly right before a presentation. It's like being your own coach instead of your own critic.
I want you to think of your own cue word right now. Don't just think it, say it under your breath. Is it confidence? Is it focus? Keep that word in your pocket for the rest of this episode.
Perfect. Now, all this self-talk builds what we call your self-concept. Stephen, do you know the difference between self-concept and self-esteem? Because people mix them up all the time.
I always thought they were the same thing. Is self-concept just how I feel about myself?
Not quite. Self-concept is descriptive. It's the collection of beliefs you have about yourself. It answers the question, who am I? For example, I am a fast runner. Self-esteem is evaluative. It's how you feel about that belief. For example, I feel good about being a fast runner.
Oh, so I am an English learner is my self-concept. I feel proud to be an English learner is my self-esteem.
Exactly. And here is the metaphor you need to remember. Your self-concept isn't a stone statue, it's a garden. You have to water it with positive self-talk and pull out the weeds of negative thoughts. If you keep telling yourself, I'm bad at grammar, that weed will grow until it takes over the whole garden. But there's a twist. You can change it using what we call educational self-talk interventions.
Educational interventions? That sounds like I need a PhD to do it.
Not at all. It's just a fancy way of saying learning to catch your thoughts. Instead of letting a spontaneous negative thought like, I'll never learn this, take over, you replace it with a goal-directed statement like, this is a challenge, but I am making progress.
So it's basically training your brain to be on your own team.
Precisely. Now, let's get into some real-world practice. Imagine you're in a job interview. The interviewer looks at you and asks that terrifying question. How would you describe yourself in 3 words?
Oh, I hate that one. I'd probably say hardworking, motivated, and nice?
Those are the boring words everyone uses. They're like Dale Carnegie words from 50 years ago. In our sources, an expert named Richard Wright says you should think about what words you want the interviewer to write under your name on their whiteboard after you leave the room.
That's a game changer. So, what words did he use?
He chose passionate, energetic, and caring. But he didn't just say the words, he explained the why. He's passionate because he loves leading teams. He's energetic because his brain works at 100 miles per hour. And he's caring because he believes a leader's job is to help people grow.
That's so much more powerful. It's not just a list, it's a story.
Exactly. Let's do some layered modeling right now. Listeners, we're going to show you how to take a simple answer and turn it into an advanced one. Stephen, you be the student. Give me a simple B1 level description in 3 words.
Simplifies his voice. Slightly slower, flatter. I am organized, loyal, and helpful.
Good. That's clear and correct. Now let's make it intermediate plus by adding the Y for each word.
Adds energy. I am organized because I use a digital planner every day. I am loyal to my team because I never miss a deadline. And I am helpful because I enjoy solving technical problems for my colleagues.
Much better. Now, let's go to the advanced level. Use more descriptive, story-based language and higher-level vocabulary.
I would describe myself first as methodical. I'm the kind of person who finds genuine peace in a well-structured plan. Second, I am steadfast. Once I commit to a project or a vision, I am in it for the long haul. Finally, I am an empathetic listener. I believe that the most innovative solutions come from truly understanding what people need.
Wow, Stephen. If I had a company, I'd hire you right now.
I'm staying right here on the podcast. Thank you very much. But, Mona, here is the thing. Saying that in an interview is one thing. Putting it on a LinkedIn bio or a website is a whole different beast.
You're right. Let's talk about writing a great bio. Copywriting expert Robin Bradley says a bio is a short narrative, not just a list of facts like a resume. It should capture your essence.
She mentions a big debate. First person, I am, or third person, Stephen is. What's the verdict?
It depends on your goal. Third person sounds more professional and less braggy if you have a lot of awards. But first person, using I, is much better for social media or a personal blog because it feels like a conversation.
She also suggests something called a lightning round at the end of a bio to show personality. Things like Star Wars or Star Trek, or favorite food.
Yes, it makes you a real human. People want to work with people, not robots. My lightning round fact is that I can bake a perfect sourdough bread while listening to heavy metal.
I love that. That is definitely going in your bio. But speaking of bios and social media, we have to talk about a word that makes English learners very nervous. Bragging.
Oh, we all do it. But there's actually a science to it. Researcher Molly Jin and her team studied thousands of tweets and found 6 main types of bragging: achievement, action, feeling, trait, possession, and affiliation.
I see achievement everywhere. Finally got the job offer. Whoop.
Exactly. But here's the interesting part. Affiliation bragging, where you brag about your group, your family, or your team, is actually the most liked type. Saying, "So proud of my daughter for winning the science fair," makes you seem likable because you're praising someone else, but it still reflects well on you.
But bragging is risky, isn't it? It can make people dislike you if you do it wrong.
Absolutely. It's what linguists call a face-threatening act. If you boast too much or use too many superlatives, like "I'm the best ever," it causes aggression in others. The trick is to be modest and sincere, or frame it as information sharing rather than showing off.
So instead of saying, "I'm the best English student in this class," I should say, "I've been practicing every day and I finally feel comfortable speaking in public."
Perfect. That's a growth mindset brag. It shows the work, not just the ego.
This leads us to our final deep dive of the day, the memoir. Our source from Joanne Hust Smith says something beautiful. You don't have to be famous to write a memoir. You just have to have lived.
Exactly. But here's the interesting part. Affiliation bragging, where you brag about your group, your family, or your team, is actually the most liked type. Saying, "So proud of my daughter for winning the science fair," makes you seem likable because you're praising someone else, but it still reflects well on you.
But bragging is risky, isn't it? It can make people dislike you if you do it wrong.
Absolutely. It's what linguists call a face-threatening act. If you boast too much or use too many superlatives, like "I'm the best ever," it causes aggression in others. The trick is to be modest and sincere, or frame it as information sharing rather than showing off.
So instead of saying, "I'm the best English student in this class," I should say, "I've been practicing every day and I finally feel comfortable speaking in public."
Perfect. That's a growth mindset brag. It shows the work, not just the ego.
This leads us to our final deep dive of the day, the memoir. Our source from Joanne Hust Smith says something beautiful. You don't have to be famous to write a memoir. You just have to have lived.
I love that quote. A memoir is a record of events based on your own observation. It's about finding the hidden gems in your own life.
But what if my life is boring? I live in a small town, I drive a normal car, and I watch a lot of Netflix.
Joanne thought the same thing, but then she realized that quiet stories have just as much emotional weight as heroic stories. You just need to find universal themes, things we all feel, like the joy of new love, the fear of loss, or the struggle of aging.
She has some great tips for getting started if you feel stuck. She says to ask yourself questions like, what does the word sadness remind you of? Or what did your father smell like?
Those sensory details are the key to great English writing. Don't just say, "It was a nice day." Say, "The air smelled like pine needles, and the lake was as still as a cathedral."
That's gorgeous.
She also gives a very tough piece of advice. Writer's block doesn't exist.
Come again?
She says if you get stuck, it's because you haven't done your homework. You need to research your own life. Look at old photos to remember what you were wearing. Check the weather archives for that day. Was it raining? Interview your family members to see what they remember.
It's like being a detective for your own memories.
Exactly. And for our B1 learners, writing a memoir is the ultimate English practice. Why? Because it forces you to find the exact words for your specific feelings. It makes the language belong to you.
Okay, we've covered a massive amount of ground today. We've talked about the dialogic mind, your self-concept garden, Richard Wright's 3 words, how to write a bio, the 6 types of bragging, and how to start your own memoir.
It's a lot, but it all comes back to one central idea. The conversation you have with yourself in private determines how you show up in the world in public.
So let's do some real speaking practice. I'm going to say a sentence, and I want you to repeat it out loud, right there where you are. Don't just think it, say it. Ready? I am the author of my own personal story.
Say it again. I am the author of my own personal story. Great. Now let's try this one. My self-talk is the coach that helps me grow. One more time, with feeling. My self-talk is the coach that helps me grow.
I can almost hear you guys through the screen.
Now, Mona, we have to talk about the monetization angle here, because these aren't just feel-good ideas. They are valuable skills.
Absolutely. Did you know that bio writing is a specialized freelance skill? Many high-level executives hate writing about themselves. If you can learn to capture someone's essence in a short narrative, you can charge hundreds of dollars for a single bio.
Your ability to tell a story is your most valuable asset in the modern economy.
Totally. Your brand is your story.
So, Mona, what is the homework wrap-up? We want our listeners to act, not just listen.
I have 2 tasks for you today. Task 1 is the 3-word challenge. Go to the comments and give us your 3 words. But remember the Richard Wright rule. You must add 1 sentence for each word explaining why. For example, I am resilient because I have overcome the challenge of moving to a new country. Task 2 is the sensory journal. Tonight, find a piece of paper. Write just 3 sentences about a childhood memory. But this is the rule. You must include 1 smell, 1 sound, and 1 physical feeling.
I remember the sound of the rain on the tin roof, the smell of burnt toast in the kitchen, and the feeling of my cold toes under a wool blanket.
Oh, that's it. You're a memoirist, Stephen.
This was such an enlightening episode. I feel like I understand myself a little better now.
Me too. And listeners, always remember, your self-concept isn't a stone statue. It's a garden. Water it with kindness, pull out the weeds of self-doubt, and allow your story to grow and change as you do.
You are more than your grammar mistakes. You are a masterpiece in progress.